You all heard that Shakespeare wrote King Lear while he was in quarantine, right? So what are you doing? Hi everybody. We've all seen it. There's these memes that are all over the internet about how people can be super productive and super inspiring while they're in self-isolation or quarantine. You get so much done. Imagine all this time. My question is, who are these people and how do they have all this time? I don't know about you, but it seems like everything in my life is harder right now. And I'm privileged enough to be able to work from home, that my husband is working from home, and that both of my kids are old enough where I don't have to focus on homeschooling them. I have that privilege and I still feel like everything is hard. And I know so many people who are in situations where it's harder, whether they are people who have to leave for work every day because they work in an essential industry, or because they need to put food on their table and there's no other way for it, to people who've lost their jobs, to people who have small children, potentially many small children. We all are in different circumstances, and yet we're all in the same circumstance in that we're having to deal with this whole situation. So when I see this idea that we should be more productive while we're at home, or know that there are so many people who are basically having to work twice as hard to get even part of the same work done because they're adjusting to working from home or whatever the case may be, I get kind of frustrated. And this is a planner channel. I talk about productivity. I talk about ways to get more shit done. And so today I thought I would explain to you how I'm thinking of productivity in the light of this self-isolation and 10 things I am doing to be more productive at home. But before you click away because you think I'm going to tell you that you need to learn a new hobby or some shit like that, let me tell you what I mean by productive. At the heart of it, the definition of productivity is to produce more. Now, when it comes to people and how we produce things, it's been used for years and years and years in the business sector as a way to get more out of the machinery, to get more out of the workers. Like, it's a way for people to talk about making more profit because people are being more productive. And then somehow in the last few decades, with all of the self-help books and the self-help mania that's taken over like society, productivity has gone from being something that's talked about in a business sense to being talked about in a personal sense. How can you do more? How can you be your best self? How can you live your best life? How can you continually improve every single day and blah de blah de blah? It's exhausting in the best of times, and this is not the best of times. However, one of the things I've learned in the past several weeks, and note that I live in California, so I've been in the stay-at-home situation for about, I think, 3 or 4 weeks now at this point. I've realized that completely ignoring getting anything done and just burying your head in the sand doesn't help either, because it just makes you more depressed and more upset. And so there's got to be some way to strike a healthier balance, however that might look, between getting some stuff done and allowing for the fact that shit's real hard right now and we're, as a world, struggling. When I started thinking about being productive and self-isolation and productivity, I thought, rather than think about it in a sense of how much new shit am I learning or how much work I'm producing, how much money I'm making, or how many self-help books I read, or how many awesome courses I take, instead, what am I doing or trying to do every day that produces well? What am I doing every day that helps with my mental outlook on the day? What am I doing every day that helps me feel less stressed out or more centered or more just grounded in how everything is feeling? Like, I'm still a ball of stress and a ball of worry every day, but these 10 things I'm going to talk about are things that I'm doing every day to keep me producing well. And what I mean by producing well is that I am not causing any extra undue stress on myself than what is already happening, or at least I'm trying not to. I am trying to mitigate extra stress and worry. And so that's what I would like you to think about as I go through these 10 things. They may not all work for you. They're working for me so far, but if they don't work for you, don't fucking do them. What are the things in your life that help you produce well? Not lots of money, not lots of work, but just make your day a little more stable. Those are the things I'd like you to think about while I tell you about mine. Number 1 is sleep. I have been going to bed earlier and sleeping in a little bit. My wake up time was 6 a.m. because I had to get one of my kids to school by, leave for school at 6:30. And my wake up time is shifted by about an hour, hour and a half some days. I'm okay with that. If you can't shift your wake up time because of work or whatever the case may be, you could try taking an earlier bedtime. You could try taking a nap when you're able to. For me, I don't sleep very well because of various health problems. And so extending the amount of time I am in bed means I have a higher chance of getting more sleep, even if I still have shitty sleep. from what I have read, exhaustion and being like sleeping extra, exhaustion, all of these things are a trauma response, because we're all in like a state of trauma right now from what's going on in the world. And so if you're feeling more sleepy, that's not a reason to like be mad at yourself for being tired all the time. That's a chance for you to potentially listen to your body and sleep a little bit more if you are able to. Number 2, and I'm kind of following my routine, I guess, at this, is to take a shower every day. I actually take 2 showers every day. Now, some of you are like, taking a shower, that's just normal. But I have known, and I have talked to people where showering has kind of been one of the things that just sort of falls by the wayside. When you're at home all the time, it's like, what's the point? I'm not going to see people. I don't need to shower all the time. I do. A, I don't feel ready to face the day unless I've taken a shower. B, it's my quiet time. People leave me alone when I'm in the shower. And right now with us all in the house, I super cling to that. Also, on top of all of that, it just makes me feel good. And I take one at night before bed. I've told some of you about this, that I do 2 showers a day, not because I love wasting water, but because at night it relaxes my muscles and helps me get the aforementioned sleep. But making sure you shower every day and put on fresh clothes, even if they're fresh pajamas, will do wonders for your outlook, because it feels normal. And while normal is not really a thing right now, clinging to bits and pieces of it can really help. Number 3 is making my bed. Now, if you've watched any vlogs that I've done in the past, you know I make my bed every day regardless. But in the first couple weeks of this, I was kind of spotty with making my bed, because I was like, oh, whatever, I'm too tired, I don't care about anything, I'm not going to make my bed. And I realized that it actually bummed me out to not have a freshly made bed every day. I'm in my house all the time. I mean, I was already working from home, but especially now that I like don't go anywhere, when I walk by my room with my made bed, it feels like my life is a little bit more together. It gives me a spot that I can escape to when I need to get away from everybody else in the house. It feels like an island of cleanliness. And I'm not really doing great at cleaning my house right now. My house is kind of a wreck, but my bed is made every day. And there is a place in my house that is quiet and clean and put together, even if it's just the little island that is my bed. And that in and of itself helps mellow my anxiety a little bit. And on that same note, the other bit of like housework that I am doing every day to feel like I am producing well in my life is the dishes. Now, my kids actually do the dishes after dinner each night, but just making sure that the dishwasher has gotten run and put away, making sure that the sink is empty and that the kitchen is straightened up. We have a tiny kitchen with very little counter space. It is really easy to feel like chaos has taken over our entire life. In some gigantic McMansion-y kitchens, I'm imagining that you could have a full sink of dishes, but the rest of the kitchen might be clean. I don't know. Maybe I'm just projecting because I have a tiny little galley kitchen with one basic countertop, and that's about it. But if my sink has dishes in it, my kitchen looks exponentially dirtier, and I work right next to my kitchen. By keeping the dishes done and the sink empty as often as possible, it just helps things feel a little less chaotic, which then contributes to a feeling of calm, which is the thing I'm trying to produce the most of. If I'm going to be productive, it's to produce calm and lowering my anxiety. I guess with all this talk of housework, I probably should bring up number 5, which is laundry. Laundry is one of the things that if anything in this house is being stayed on top of, it's laundry. I try my hardest to not have to do more than 1 load a day. And the reason I'm doing laundry is because I have a limited amount of what my brother-in-law calls soft pants. Now, hard pants are like jeans, khaki, pants you wear out, and soft pants are like sweatpants, yoga pants, pajama pants, all that. I have a limited supply of these soft pants, and I'm basically living in them right now, and I'm totally fine to live in them. If I wear clothes and potentially a little bit of makeup, I'm dressed. Even if from the bottom down I look like a hot mess, it's not like I'm going anywhere. And the last thing I want right now is to run out of soft pants. If I have to wear jeans or if I have to wear something else, it's going to make me so sad right now. So I do laundry every day to try and stay on top of both my soft pants load and like towels and everything else. So staying on top of laundry and putting it away as soon as it comes out of the oven, out of the dryer, is massively important. I am somebody who often has laundry mountain, who's doing laundry all day. I hate putting laundry away. Doing the laundry doesn't bother me. Putting it away bothers me. But I've noticed if I put it away during this time, I feel so much better, because having a basket of clean laundry on your floor is annoying in the best of times, but when you're always in your house and you're always looking at it, it just gets frustrating. So I'm just trying to take care of my laundry, keep one thing off my list, and keep a nice, even supply of soft pants when I need them. I'm wearing soft pants now. Now this is a planner channel, so this might surprise you, but I have been avoiding the shit out of my planners. My bullet journal, I have not really done any bullet journaling. It's hard to see because of the light, but there is writing in here. I've just been taking like notes and brainstorming, but I haven't really been making my lists in my bullet journal because I don't want to face the setup and everything. And my planner, basically I've been hot messing it. If you can watch some of the live plan with me's we've had recently, you'll understand why. I don't feel comfortable making hella plans for the week because even though nothing's going on, it seems like everything shifts all the time, especially with 4 people in this house who need to utilize the internet and make phone calls. You can hear my husband in the background of this video because he's on a phone call right now. But this was the only time I had to film. My Google Calendar's also been somewhat neglected as well, again, because things keep shifting. So what is it that I'm using every day to keep track of what I need to get done? I'm making a little list, and I've got this little notepad I got from Cloth and Paper in Chicago, and it just has a spot to circle the day and then some room for a list, and that's all I'm doing. I'm just scribbling it on here and throwing it away. It's a way to use my shit. I still get the joy of crossing things off, but I'm trying real hard to limit the number of things I put on any given list as opposed to my usual epically long to-do list. And if I don't cross something off, I move it to the next day, or I don't do it. There's a lot of not doing it going on here. I'm just saying, it's good for my mental health, whatever. I'm not overthinking my planning, and the lists I'm making, I'm keeping short. That's a big thing that I am doing right now to feel like I am managing my productivity well. One thing I've been trying to do at least a few times a day, I've been trying to encourage my husband to do it, I've been encouraging my kids to do it, is to take breaks. If you're working, doing schoolwork, doing regular work, doing whatever, break it up. Whether you're breaking it to go start laundry or you're taking a break to go outside for a few minutes, you know, to be safe, but to step outside, or you're taking a break to go pet the kitty, or you're taking a break to just go scroll social media, to do something different than what you were doing for the last hour, hour and a half or so, to break things up. Taking breaks is so necessary because it's easy to feel monotonous as fuck when you're at home all day. And I learned this from working at home for the last 3 years. But it's even more so now because nothing changes. It's like everything is the same every single day when you're at home, if you're lucky enough to not be getting sick or having to leave the house. And so to make sure that you don't just turn into this like sludge that's just going through your day, going through the motions every single day and nothing ever changes, doing little breaks to vary things up will help you keep your brain from completely frying. I don't want a fried egg brain. I want a fried egg in my tummy. And as a matter of fact, I have some eggs and I might do that after this video. Yum, yum, yum. A big thing that my husband makes sure we do, but I have also taken to doing when the weather is nice, and I live in California, we've had some rainy weather, but even during the rainy weather we've done it, is to get the windows open for at least a little bit every day, even if it's cold outside, to just freshen the air inside. Now this might be specifically because I have teenagers and they have a special kind of teenager funk. It's so special. The house air gets really stagnant, and we have been stuck in the house for 2 weeks in a row before during wildfires where we couldn't open the windows up because of all the smoke outside. And so being able to open up our windows and let some fresh air in, no matter how cold it is outside, has been really helpful in both keeping us feeling a little less stagnant and keeping the air from feeling a little oppressive, because that funk, it spreads. Number 9 is something that might just be me, but if it's you, it could be you as well. When I get the opportunity, and if I'm wearing earbuds so I don't disturb the rest of my family, so be it. I'll put on music I like and shake my butt or do a little goofy white girl dance. Why? Because doing something ridiculous always makes me smile. I am the master of cracking myself up over the silliest things, and shaking my butt or doing a little barf dance, like from Spaceballs when he dances with his bucket of food. Like, it makes me so happy. My personal jams are Frankie Valli and the Fourth Season and Journey for this, but the Bee Gees, also a killer booty shaking jam. Oh, my kitty's here. Hi, kitty. Hi, Loki. And sometimes I'll shake my booty with my kitty man. Okay, he's not down for that. Nope. But yeah, booty shaking music. And like I say, you get the whole family in on it if they're all down, but if they're not, wear earbuds and shake your butt in respectful silence. Something that can energize you a little bit. It's something that reminds you that there is beautiful art out there, whether that beautifulness is the Bee Gees' sparkling white smile or the beautiful chords and singing of Steve Perry and Journey. The cat is now blocking my son. Thanks, Loki. Those chords that from Steve Perry that he sold his soul for, like, remind you of those things. It's 10 out of 10 worth it. And then the final thing that I'm doing right now is rereading. Now, a lot of you know I am rereading The Wheel of Time. This is The Fires of Heaven, book number 5. It doesn't have a cover because it fell off because I have read these multiple times. I am rereading because to me, as a speed reader, rereading is like returning to an old friend. It is comforting and it makes me happy. I originally thought I would dig my way through all of like the self-help books and all of the books I've bought and haven't read yet. But the longer I've gotten into this, the more I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to read shit to make me a better person. I want to read shit that makes me feel better. Because that's more important to me right now. I don't need to be my best self. I just need to be the best to myself that I can be. And that's the difference, my friends, in productivity in the way I'm looking at it. So my goal for you today is to think of some things that you can do every day that don't necessarily make you your best self, but they make you the best to yourself so that you can get through what we're going through as a whole world right now a little easier, a little less stressed out. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below what some of those things for you might be. And if you're having trouble finding them, maybe use the comments as a way to spark some inspiration. Just know that you don't have to be Shakespeare right now. You don't have to be. You just need to get through your days. Maybe add a little booty shaking in there to perk you up once in a while. I love all of you very much. Take care of yourselves. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, my dudes, peace out.